Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have more great polling news for none other than Donald J. Trump. We've got a new Harris X poll. They've updated their polls and they've got Donald Trump up by 2 now. That's a 6-point swing. This is just the general election popular vote. This is very good news, folks. We've got Harris +4. That was their last poll back in mid-September. Now it's Trump +2. And how about the battleground states? This is another death blow to Harris. Trump is sitting +8 when you combine all the battleground states and all their polling. And I would imagine Harris X, if they've got this, what about the individual state by state? You've got the total, right? Just the battleground. See, I don't know, why do they do this? We have to get these pollsters to stop doing this. We like that Trump is up 8 when you combine the battlegrounds. Can we not get the data state by state by state? Can we get that? Is that too much to ask for? Like, why are we combining them? But we like that Trump is up. We like that Trump is up by 8. This is a very good poll for Trump. And I said that once the other Harris poll gets knocked off, because that Harris X poll, that was in the aggregate, and now it's not anymore. And so now Kamala is only sitting +0.6. This is very annoying. Another reason, otherwise it would be like 0.2, but it's this tracking poll that they're putting in now. It's the TIPP. Harris is back up to +2. It had Trump +2 a few days ago. Now it's updated. I'm not sure it's a good idea to have a tracking poll in the aggregate average. It just doesn't make any sense to me. A daily tracking poll where it updates every day and they put it in here. So maybe this will change tomorrow, but it just doesn't make sense why you would have that. But this is the Forbes Harris X, Trump +2. Now Kamala's lead is down to 0.6. It was 0.9 yesterday. We're following it with a microscope here. And we're seeing Kamala Harris's lead slowly slip away, but it doesn't even matter. Even if we go into election night with her +0.6, it's a horrible, horrible spot. Biden was +8. Hillary was +6. Trump is the ultimate closer. And this is going to be an epic swing if Trump actually takes the lead in terms of the popular vote, seriously. It's this TIPP. If they had a Trump +2, I think it'd be like Harris +0.2 or 0.1 at this point in terms of the spread. That CBS News poll is going to get knocked off next, and it's a Harris +3. They're going to have to update. Yeah, CBS is going to come out and probably say Harris is up by 1, if I had to guess. Fox News is going to... We don't want the Atlas Intel to get knocked off. No, I don't think the Atlas Intel will get knocked off because they don't release many polls anyways. I think the Atlas Intel is probably staying. The Emerson Harris I mean, that's basically a tie. But the Reuters is just crap. They've been horrible this entire cycle. It's nauseating, but listen, this is really good news. The Compost comes out with a Harris +4, but then Harris X says, you know what, we're going to be honest for once, and we're going to say that Donald Trump is up by 2 points. But guys, we also do have some unfortunate news. Let's see if they put it in here. They did put it in here. We've got Quinnipiac. And you know what? The thing is with Quinnipiac, it's like I have a relationship with Quinnipiac. Like back in 2020, Quinnipiac was abusing me. They seriously, the pollster was. I mean, like every poll was terrible. And then it's like we went to group therapy and like couples therapy. And then we had a great relationship and Quinnipiac was putting out good polls. And then they had a relapse. What is this crap with a Harris +4 in Michigan after everything we've been through? But guys, Trump is still up in Michigan, but that's going to warp the average there. That's not a good poll from Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac's been better this year. And then they have a relapse. Why? You're at the end of the... You're going to be accurate. Harris is not winning Michigan by 1 point, let alone 4 points, Quinnipiac, let's be honest. But there it is, and it warps the average. Now Trump's down to +0.6, and you've got liberals left and right. They're going to use this and say, oh, she's trending in Michigan. It was reported yesterday that she didn't even think she was going to win Michigan. Her internal campaign reported it, and they're saying like she's screaming at the top of her lungs at people, and she's just miserable to be around Harris. And now she's not even doing rallies. But Quinnipiac, this is sad to see. It was such a growing period for Quinnipiac, the pollster, but they've had this relapse now, and oh, I think they do have Trump up by 2 in Wisconsin, or is it tied? I think they had it tied. They also, yeah, they got it tied. I mean, I could understand that poll tied in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to be very close. I mean, this is crazy. So that's 5 polls that have it tied in the aggregate. Trump +0.1 in the overall average. My goodness. But remember, normally Wisconsin underestimates Trump. But guys, the big thing we're really looking at right now, I mean, you can see Biden was +5.4. He barely won the state. Hillary was +6. She lost. Now Trump's +0.1. He's obviously polling a lot better. And when you look at the betting, and they'll come up and they'll say, it's just Republican degens. Well, no, these are real I mean, you want to talk about people putting money. I mean, that's a multi-billion-dollar market on Polymarket. You really think they're Republican degens? What about all the liberal whales during the debate when they manipulated it? They don't want to talk about that. Remember when liberal whales manipulated Polymarket during the debate and acted like Kamala won? They don't want to bring that up, do they? But no, now it's all Republican degens dollars versus 442. There's a lot of money in this market, but I thought it was a little bit more than that. So technically, this can be manipulated a little bit. And you can see recently there's been some liberal, well, there's really hasn't been much movement. This is the past there's actually been a lot of movement in the past 6 hours. Holy crap. Trump went up from 66 down to 61, back up to 63. That's interesting. But, the total volume is what I was talking about. 2.1 billion total volume on the presidential election winner. But guys, either way, I would say that Harvard-Harris poll, very, very good news. You've got the battleground states. I'm hoping they release, because if Trump's +8 in the battleground states, you would figure he's probably got some very good leads, and that's going to help the overall aggregate on Real Clear Politics. But we need the state by state by state by state. Release a poll in Michigan. If they release a poll in Michigan, it's probably Trump +3, Wisconsin Trump +2, Pennsylvania Trump +4, Arizona Trump +5. I'm estimating based off of this, they're saying Trump's winning by 8. I have to do these calculations. It's Trump's leading all these swing states if Trump's up 8. But they combined them. It's like, why are we combining these? This doesn't make any sense. But either way, guys, that's just the situation when it comes to this. We've got Nate Silver now finally admitting that Trump's going to win. We knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable. He said, quote, "My gut says Donald Trump, and my guess is that it is true for many anxious Democrats." So he's saying that Trump's barely going to win. And I think a lot of these liberals are going to say it's just a pure toss-up. There's the +8 right there in terms of all of them combined. +8, that is a crazy, crazy poll, man. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy poll. Let's see if I have anything else. We've got Republicans on the verge of winning the early vote in North Carolina. Was +6 Dem in 2020, +7 in 2022. Yeah, there's going to be more day of Dems voting for sure. But, I mean, dude, you win the early vote in a swing state like North Carolina. But again, other thing with North Carolina, there's a lot of non-affiliated, like a third of them are non-affiliated, I think. So it's hard to tell. Because in the early voting, you just know Republican, Democrat, or other. And so, listen, I don't think North Carolina, this is good news, but when it comes to this early voting, I've cautioned people and I've warned people, we need to calm down on this stuff, because either way, whether it's good, bad, number one, it's just a snapshot. We're not going to really know the early voting and how well Trump did until right before the election, because there's still early voting going on for the next week and a half or whatever, right until the election. And then we'll know how well Trump did. But we can gauge the enthusiasm and the lack of enthusiasm among certain demographics, which is really key. And also first-time voters, things like that. So there's a lot of enthusiasm right now for Trump. It's very good. And I do think that, every swing state to me looks good for Trump. And really all these polls, you get Quinnipiac. Come on. Let's not have a relapse. But no, they got to put out a poll that has Harris. Harris is not going to win Michigan by 4 and then Wisconsin be a tie. It's not going to be that much of a variance. More likely than not, all the top experts have come together and said Trump probably 2.5-point victory in Michigan, probably about a 2-point victory in Wisconsin, and then like a 3.2 victory in Pennsylvania, with the Elon Musk factor and everything, and all the free speech and all the threats and all the assault against Trump and the assassination attempt and all, it all comes together in Pennsylvania, and Trump probably wins by around 3.2. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.